Orrinda, Orrinda, and I'm Colin's little sister, or Cole's little sister.
Cole's sister, will you tell us what's going on with the situation with Cole?
So he's been missing since 2017. We have not had any contact with him. The last time I saw him was probably the end of 2016 when he was subbing at my son's school, covering me because I would volunteer there during a meeting, and I saw him outside at recess covering the kiddos class.
Will you tell us something about him and you as children, like a story about your time together?
So he would always play Barbies with me. He was very into fashion even before he decided to go to school for it. He would pick out outfits for me, pretty much dress me up. He would play Barbies with me. He was the best big brother. He was probably one of my first best friends.
Oh, that's sweet. So which school did he end up going to?
So he first went to a school in New Hampshire. It was more towards culinary arts. It was a cordon bleu school, but he went for fashion design, and then he went to Pierre's in New York.
Ended up graduating from there?
I think he did. He graduated from New Hampshire right around the time that I was in one of the crisis homes, so I didn't know, but I think he did graduate from Pierre's.
Cool. And do you remember what kind of movies, books, music Colin would listen to? Or?
Colin was definitely into like Harry Potter, fantasy type of books and movies. Music, it was 80s, 90s, today type of mainstream music.
Oh, cool.
He hated that I liked country.
Would he give you a hard time about it?
Yes, he would.
You said in your other interview that he wouldn't speak a lot if he didn't know someone well. It took time to get to know him.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you mind talking about that a little bit?
So I think he was just more reserved. He wouldn't be socialized much on the bus like I would. I'd talk to anyone and everyone, and he would just kind of stay to his own little self and not talk unless he knew who it was.
Did he have a small circle of friends in school?
Yes, I know. He did. He got into a car wreck. I was probably like 8th grade, getting ready for a cheering competition, and he was just learning how to drive. He had his permit, and Christy came in, gave me my cheering stuff, and was like, "I gotta go. Colin was in an accident." And I thought he got like into a fender bender in the parking lot or something, but then I remember hearing that no, he was coming home with friends and they flipped the car, hit a tree. He had a gash in the back of his head that was full of glass, and it was still coming out a couple days later.
Wow, that's scary. How old was he?
15, 16 at the time. So I was 8th grade, so I was like 13. So he was about 15.
Wow. Did he seem afraid to drive after that?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, he did. I don't think he ever got his license or anything because he just didn't want to.
That really has an impact, having something like that happen so young.
Yes, yeah. I remember the tree is still there that they hit, and I remember seeing what had happened. It was this little car, and he was a tall guy, and he was sitting in the back seat, and the girls were up front. Yeah, and he ended up hitting the back of his head on the back window.
Wow. Can you give me a brief description of Cole?
So he was 6'2", 6'3", I think, and blonde hair. He had little chubby cheeks, which I loved. He was just the cutest. And growing up, he had a little strawberry birthmark under his eye, and it faded, but every once in a while, if he got too hot, it would start to kind of show again.
If you could send a message to Cole, if he was out there somewhere, what would you say?
Just call and let us know that you're safe. We thought he would, when our grandmother was dying, because he pretty much was raised by her for the first 5 years of his life, and we thought he would come home for that when she passed, but he never did.
I'm sorry.